And it's down the road we go on this Tuesday, the 17th day of April, 2018. I am Dan Kuntz. Wake Up on NC Valley is back at it. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life channel. I hope you end your day with us here on the NCW Life channel. We have boys soccer tonight live from Lee-Bofta Field at the Apple Bowl. Quick heads up on that. The Wenatchee Panthers hosting the Eisenhower Cadets. So start your day with us, end your day with us, and if you got something going on in the middle of the day, ditch it and watch us a little bit more. Dan Kuntz, your host. As you notice, Steve Hare, our news director, is not to my immediate left. We're hoping that Steve will be back tomorrow. We miss you around here, Steve, but things are looking good. We passed the hat yesterday afternoon. We think we have enough bail money. We should have Steve back tomorrow. I'm kidding on the bail thing. He's just a little under the weather. So Steve will be back tomorrow, we hope. But Kat is back in control. She had a couple of days off, well-deserved, I might add. I am here. I'm going to work. I'm not going to work real hard. And my guest in the second half of the show, our good friend Linda Haglund, the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association, will be joining me. Girls' Night Out is coming up this Thursday. We'll talk about that and all good things downtown. Linda left her keys here in the studio. So this is, they say a person's keychain is directly, how many keys you have on is a direct correlation to your importance as a human being. Here's Linda's keychain, and here's mine. That'll tell you everything. Linda's got a lot of stuff in her keychain. That means she's very, very important. In fact, what do you say we start her car? No, I wouldn't do that. My keychain has a key to something I don't have anymore, a key to my house, a key to my car, the fob that gets me into the building, and my Ace Rewards card. Not much of a keychain, is it? Finally, we get a break in the weather. It's going to be sunny today, but quite breezy. We're going to have to sit through a couple of more days of unsettled, but starting Thursday and going all the way through Monday of next week, spring, finally. I think everybody is sick and tired of this cool, wet weather that we've had. Forecast details are coming up again. Get through today, get through tomorrow. Things are looking good. We're going to be walking on the sunny side of the street. By the time the weekend rolls around, I can't tell you how good I feel about that. The Wenatchee Wild won last night in dramatic fashion. Took them 2 overtimes to knock off Prince George, but they did so. They can wrap up the Fred Page Memorial Cup Championship with a victory tonight in Prince George. Yes, we do have highlights. Stay close for that. We also have the obscure holiday of the day today. Today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. I'll be handling your news here on this Tuesday. And it is one quick little reminder, if you don't know this already, it's tax day. Yep, deadline's over. You procrastinated it, you put it off. You can't do it anymore. Either get your extension filed today, and don't forget, if you think you have to pay, you got to write the check as well. Today is the deadline. Got to have your tax return postmarked today. Normally it's on the 15th. The 15th was on a Sunday, but it wasn't yesterday as well because it was a holiday in our nation's capital, so the IRS was closed, but today is it. You're done with it. No more putting it off. Tax day today. It's okay. It's the price you pay for democracy. All right, 3.5 minutes after the hour, around the valley we go in north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. The cross cam is pulled way back. They're shaking just a little bit. As I mentioned before, the big concern today is going to be the winds as a pressure gradient is tightening. Yes, I finally got to say pressure gradient on television. I can lock that off my bucket list. So we're going to have winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. Forecast details are coming up. Most of the winds will be in the afternoon, but a good looking morning, if not a little on the chilly side, 40 degrees outside of our studio. So camera 1, the Wenatchee Valley proper from the tip of Wenatchee Heights. Now you and I find out together because Kat gets to decide, and she has decided that Omi Garden would bat second. Beautiful view from Omi Gardens, which by the way opened on Sunday. Check out Omi Garden. It's open for the year. You can see the Stamilk Complex in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, the Otobashian Bridge, and the Wenatchee Valley. And that camera is pretty much at the same altitude as the cross camera, just pointing the other direction. So good morning to our friends on the north end of town. Finally, not finally, camera 3. We're not done yet. Takes us to Rock Island, the beautiful hamlet of Rock Island. My favorite golf course to walk is the Rock Island Golf Course. It's fun. It's easy. They do a good job. Good morning, Rock Island. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. And finally, we go to camera number 4, which takes us to, that has got to be Bear Mountain pointing up Lake Chelan. Good morning, Lake Chelan. I don't know how far behind Bear Mountain is compared to the other golf courses. I'm sure they're open and playing. I haven't been up there yet. Why am I talking golf? Because I haven't played enough. The weather has not been cooperating for me to go out and hit the links. That will change this weekend, I guarantee you. I'm going to get at least 36 holes in this weekend. Golf, it cures what ails you. All right, 5.5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service, your forecast. Again, the story today is going to be the wind. They're not going to issue a wind advisory. If they say the gusts are going to get above 30, they issue a wind advisory. We're not going to quite get there. Wind will be out of the west about 11 to 21 miles an hour. We could see gusts near 30. If they think they're going to have sustained winds higher than that, then they issue a wind advisory, but there isn't one. As the day progresses, the clouds will be thickening up. So quite a bit of sunshine today. As we go farther and farther down the road on Tuesday, the clouds will be thickening up. Late this afternoon into this evening, the winds will be dying down. Then a brief ridge will move in, which is why we're going to cloud back up again on Wednesday. Can't seem to break out of that. High of about 57 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, the clouds will be hanging around 38 for the overnight low, and then things start improving. As you can see, Thursday, sunshine and a high of about 64 degrees. All that upper level trough and lower level trough has been feeding all this bad stuff is going to exit the region. A ridge of high pressure is going to build up. Little bit of clouds on Friday, not much. Kind of hit and miss. It's partly sunny is what we'll call it on Friday, 65, and then a good looking weekend. About 60 on Saturday, lower 60s on Sunday. Look at Monday. Sunshine and 66 degrees, one of the best days of the year so far. And if April feels like it's been a cooler than normal April, it has been. In fact, yesterday's high of 50 degrees, that was it. Our normal high for April 16th, which was yesterday, would be 62, so it was a cool Monday. In fact, we are now, 16 full days into the month, and April 9th is the only day this month when the afternoon high actually reached normal. Every other day this month, the afternoon high temperature has been below normal. And it's not just us, it's the mountain passes. I got to tell you right now, it ain't stopping. Up in the Cascades to the mountain passes we go. Here we are doing a pass report. Getting deeper and deeper in the April. That is a live shot of I-90. Traction tires are advised. On Snoqualmie Pass, it is snowing with snow and slush on the roadway, and they're expecting 3 to 5 inches today on I-90. The big story right now is Stevens, because it's closed. You'll see no cars on Stevens because they're doing avalanche control work, and they have been for a few minutes. They started at 7 o'clock this morning. So they have stopped traffic both directions at the summit of Stevens Pass, about the last 8 or 9 miles on both sides of the summit. Of course, avalanche control work is hit and miss. They don't know how much snow comes down when they do it, so it could be half an hour, it could be 2 hours. We don't know. Right now, Stevens is closed for avalanche control work, and traction tires are required. So once they get up and running, right now there's a traction tire requirement, but if you're heading up to Stevens Pass, give it a few more. Give it another half hour, 45 minutes, so they can get that avalanche control work. And wouldn't you know it, Blewett has a traction tire advisory as well. Can't get away from winter. Up in the mountains, traction tires advised on Blewett, compact snow and ice on the roadway. Forecast for the mountain passes today. This is normally not the case. Normally, Stevens gets more snow than I-90. This is not going to be the case today. Today, Stevens 2 to 4 inches, Snoqualmie Pass 3 to 5 inches of snow. And then for Stevens tonight, a couple of inches, and for I-90, a couple of inches. And then starting Wednesday, it looks like a long period of dry weather in the Cascades. Right now, Snoqualmie Pass traction tires are advised. Stevens Pass required, but it's closed right now for avalanche control work. Blewett Pass has a traction tire advisory. Old man winter just is not letting go of winter in the Cascades, but the weekend is looking considerably better. It is 9 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Going to take a quick 1-minute break, and then I'll be handling your news duties in lieu of Steve Hare when we come back. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, Brent Crowder here at Town Nissan. Are you considering Nissan when you're buying a new car, truck, or SUV? You should. Nissan delivers quality, performance, and style, starting with the all-new Nissan Rogue, the best-selling car in America for 2017, and the all-new 2018 Nissan Titan Cummins-powered diesel truck with a 100,000-mile warranty bumper to bumper. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Your home for the 2018 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life channel. Be sure to watch the Kais Fiber Youth Parade Saturday, April 28th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 4th, and the Milk Growers Grand Parade Saturday, May 5th, right here. Brought to you by Merry Maids. Relax, it's done. And by Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960. Your home for the 2018 Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life channel.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Once again, Steve Hare is a little under the weather. I am Dan Kuntz, filling in for Steve Hare. Fair skies, 41 degrees, increasing clouds and wind later on today with highs in the mid-50s. In the news on this Tuesday, after 4 months under the watchful eye of interim executive director Sarah Erdahl, the United Way of Chelan and Douglas counties positioned to enter the next phase of transition. In a press release over the weekend, the United Way will now turn to Pacific Northwest United Way President Jim Cooper to tune up the organization and modernize policies and procedures, better meeting the needs of the broader community. Cooper will also work with the board and staff to shift from seasonal fundraising campaigning centered on workplace giving to year-round diversified resource development focused on taking community impact to a whole new level. Cooper and the United Way staff will work closely with the board to hire a new president and CEO, expected to be in place sometime in late summer. Well, 1,200 acres of habitat in the Stemilt Basin will be preserved thanks to a land purchase by the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife. Our very own Eric Granstrom has the story.
In a press release Monday, the State Department of Fish and Wildlife Commission announced that it had authorized the Department of Fish and Wildlife to purchase 1,275 acres in Chelan County's Stemilt Basin to protect critical wildlife habitat. According to the release, purchase of the property will allow the department to complete a land exchange with the Department of Natural Resources that began in 2007. The land exchange received strong support from the Stemilt Partnership, a broad community-based coalition established by Chelan County of ag, wildlife, recreation, conservation, and economic development interests. The two parcels with a purchase price of between $1.7 and $1.9 million is habitat to spotted owls, wolves, elk, deer, and other wildlife species. I'm Eric Granstrom for NCW Life Channel News.
Thank you very much, Eric. The Chelan County Shoreline Management Plan has been updated for the first time since 1975. During the past 40 years, there have been significant changes in state regulations and local land use policies within the county that prompted a major update. The Washington Department of Ecology says citizen input has shaped land use development regulations and policy in the new Shoreline Plan. 10 years ago, the county and many of its cities conducted workshops to capture citizen questions, concerns, goals, and aspirations regarding shoreline uses, development, and protection. The new Chelan County Shoreline Master Program reflects the local vision for appropriate shoreline development, public shoreline access, and environmental protection as required by the State Shoreline Management Act. Well, single-family home sales in the Wenatchee market are way up. Active home listings are way down. First quarter single-family home sales are up 27% over the same time period in 2017. Active listings are down 33% compared to 2017. Active listings for March were at 37 compared to 144 in March of 2017. The median sales price for a home is up 17% from 2017, $315,000, and the average sales price way up from a year ago, $350,565. The average sales price last year in March was just under $285,000. Well, as specified by state law, Washington's summer fire rules officially began on Sunday. Now, mountain bases currently have an above-average snowpack, but the risk of wildfires can change rapidly during spring's warmer, drier weather, if we ever get any. Among other things, that means people working in the woods or clearing land needs to have fire prevention equipment on hand. The summer fire rules are in effect April 15th through October 15th. Now, these rules apply to the 13 million acres of private and state forest lands protected from wildfire by the Department of Natural Resources. The rules are intended to prevent forest fires and to extinguish small fires before they spread to the forested lands. These rules restrict cigarette smoking in forested areas to roads, gravel pits, and other clearings, and prohibit lighting fireworks on forest land. And that is the news. At 15 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday, the 17th day of April. Don't forget, the news will come your way with Grant Olson at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and again 10 o'clock. A nice little half-hour package with the local news, local weather, sports with Eric Granstrom, and usually a fun little story. To wrap up our newscast, you can watch it right here on this very station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock tonight, or you can watch it online by going to our website at ncwlife.com, ncwlife.com. The news will be posted on our website late in the afternoon, so you can watch it at your convenience. And don't forget, we have archived almost every show that we do here. If we produce it locally, you can watch it whenever you want to watch it. This show, lots of sporting events, street talk and other stuff, the 12th District, Guate TV, Life with Lisa, you name it, it's available to watch on demand on our website at ncwlife.com. It's also a great way for you to get a hold of us. You'll see the Contact Us tab at the top of the page. Click on it. 2 ways to do it. You can submit a news tip, always appreciative of that, or you can simply contact us, fill out the form, push send, and we'll get the message. You can also email us at ncwlife.com. We'd love to hear from our viewers. It is 16 minutes after the hour. In case you missed it, the Wenatchee Wild are 1 game away from the BCHL Championship. Highlights from Game 3 when we come back. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your stoke?
Dear Merry Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Merry Maids.
17 minutes after the hour, let's do sports. How far is it from Wenatchee, Washington to Prince George, British Columbia? 616 miles. It's over 12 hours on a bus. In fact, it's shorter to drive to Redding, California, or even Calgary, Alberta. But Prince George was the destination for the Wenatchee Wild last night. Game 3 of the Fred Page Memorial Cup Finals. Wenatchee, of course, leads the series, or did before last night, 2-0. Game 3 last night at the Rolling Mixed Concrete Arena. The two teams combined for 7 goals. The Wild struck first just 3 minutes into the game. To the highlights we go, the video courtesy of Hockey TV. The audio, Art Checker from the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Head held in the zone by Weatherby. Shoveled down low. Vanderbeck shot. He scores! Well, it was turned over inside the Prince George zone. And Weatherby did a great job of keeping it onside. And A.J. Vanderbeck from the top of the left circle spins and rips it home. And back the other way, here's Chase Ruddy. He's in alone. He shoots and he sent it wide. Rolls it back out in front. Shot score. Ethan DeYoung, a shorthanded goal. Puck smacked out through center. Here's Chong Min Lee on the left side. He dangles in a cross shot off the skate and in. Stratton in to take the draw. Shovels it ahead. Tries to get it to Vanderbeck, who does backhand dish for Dorsey. He's in and he scores. Oh, what a nice feed from Vanderbeck and an even better finish from Dorsey as he put it off the post and in right along the ice, low on the glove side. Power play goal for Wenatchee. We're even at 2. Kazi tried to dangle in, can't get a shot. He'll fight for it at the side of the net. Loose puck, score. Hayward again. Kazi did the work in the inboards, got it out front. Moves it up the boards, and the Wild hold it in. Modry, big shot. He scores! Jacob Modry, his first goal of the year. Playoffs and regular season, and he blasted it from the left point. Boy, talk about a long overdue goal. Jacob Modry, his first of the year, ties it at 3. He launched it out to center, gloved by Galambus, over to Zek left side. His long wrister is up into the body of DeBrouwer. Then into the far corner it goes. Swatted around back behind the net. Slung in front by Souter, but that'll bring us to the horn. And the end of regulation. A little free hockey here tonight. Monday night in Prince George, BC. Sends a long pass ahead for Welsh. He'll backhand it in. And Galambus is going to play it back behind the net. He'll drop it off And that'll bring us to the final horn. As, well, at least the final horn of overtime 1. We've played 80 minutes of hockey now, and the decision still hangs in the balance.
We have a cliffhanger. 80 minutes of hockey went into the second overtime. Now, there was a little glitch in the feed from Hockey TV, so we're going to pick up the play-by-play of the second overtime with the voice of the Spruce Kings, Brendan Palu. This is the second overtime with just under 8 minutes remaining.
Puck now loose deep inside the Spruce King zone as they rugby scrum near the wall. Now Mans plays it ahead for Welsh. He gave it away though. Quick shot up and over the goal post and in. It's Galambos. Ill-advised play there, my Mans, and it's over. As he played it into the middle, he was trying to find Welsh, and Galambos goes bar down and in.
And the Wenatchee Wild take a 3-0 lead in the series. Well, I'll tell you, this was going to be a heartbreaking loss for either side. But a huge goal there for Zach Galambos. His 7th goal of the postseason. The Wild win it 4-3.
Zach Galambos, the Wenatchee Valley loves you. You are the hero, the game winner in double overtime. Wenatchee now leads 3-0, and they can wrap up the BCHL Championship with a victory tonight. Game 4, 7 o'clock in Prince George. All right, the prep sports schedule for today looks like this. In boys soccer, Cascade travels to Okanagan. Cashmere is at Omak. Manson will host Brewster. All of those soccer games start at 4:30. Eastmont's game at Davis kicks off at 5 and live tonight at 7 o'clock right here on the NCW Life channel. The Wenatchee Panthers will try and stop their 2-game losing streak as they play host to the Eisenhower Cadets. Our friends Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen will have the call right here on this very television station. On the baseball diamonds today, Cashmere is at Chelan. Manson will host Soap Lake, and Waterville-Mansfield is at Bridgeport. All of those games, first pitch at 4:30. Eastmont will host Davis at Dan White Field. That's a 5 o'clock first pitch today. And the Wenatchee Panthers on the road to take on the West Valley Rams. A couple of doubleheaders in softball today. Cashmere is at Warden at 3, while Okanagan will host Chelan at 3:30. At 4, Eastmont is at Davis. Wenatchee will host West Valley at 4:30. Soap Lake is at Manson, and Waterville-Mansfield is at Bridgeport. The rest of the prep schedule looks like this. The Big Nine girls are back at Black Rock Golf Course today for a noon tee time. It's their 4th pod of the season. In tennis, Wenatchee is at Sunnyside at 3, and Cashmere travels to Chelan. Cascade will host Omak, and Lake Roosevelt will be in Aniat. All of those tennis matches at 4 o'clock. On the track today, it begins at 4. Chelan and Aniat will be at Tenasket. Cascade will host Cashmere. Waterville, Mansfield, and Manson will travel to Omak. Seattle Mariners' James Paxton and 3 relievers combined with just 3 hit the world champion Houston Astros last night. Nice little 2-1 victory for the Mariners. The Big Maple threw 6 innings. He allowed 1 run, 2 hits, struck out 7. He's 1-1 on the year. Nelson Cruz back in the lineup, hit a solo home run in the 4th. That tied it. Then D. Gordon, he's working out pretty good, isn't he? He smacked an RBI double in the 6th to win it. Edwin Diaz logs his 7th save in the 9th. Seattle and Houston will play again today. Safeco Field 710. Ariel Martin, his first start of the year for the Mariners. He'll go against Lance McCullers Jr. of the Astros, and that's sports at 24 minutes after the hour. Go Wild. There's this strange part of me that wants to see the Wild lift the cup, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I would love to see the Wild lift the Fred Page Cup and claim the championship at home. Hopefully it'll happen tonight. All right, it is 24 minutes after the hour, the obscure holiday. It is Bat Appreciation Day. Yes, we're going to go a little batty today. Bats deserve a little respect. Bats deserve a little love. Bats are on the decline. They're worried about bats. They're not worried about bats becoming extinct, but bats are dying off. It's an alarming thing. And counter to all those horror movies that you see, bats won't bother you. If you don't bother them, they're not going to bother you. They're kind of like bees. Fun facts about bats. Of course, as you probably know, bats are the only mammals that can fly. They're it. They got that all to themselves. A single brown bat can catch and eat about 1,000 mosquitoes an hour. That's pretty darn impressive. And bats make up 1/4 of all mammals on Earth. Go a little batty today. Celebrate bats today. It is Bat Appreciation Day, always on April 17th, because somebody said so. 25 minutes after the hour. Today in history, pretty weak, all things considered, but 2 ballparks opened on this date. One ballpark is long gone and it's not missed very well. One Major League Baseball ballpark is still around and needs to be torn down. That is opening day of Shea Stadium, 54 years ago today, April 17th, 1964. The very first game at Shea Stadium in Flushing, Queens, New York. The Mets lost. No surprise there. They lost to the Pirates 4-3. The crowd on hand, 50,132, was not a sellout because a bunch of people just simply couldn't get to the ballpark. Traffic jams everywhere. They didn't have any, usually they do an exhibition game or a couple of events just to make sure the stadium works. They didn't do that. In fact, the stadium was barely finished on time. In fact, because of a jurisdictional dispute between Local 3 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and Local 1106 of the Communication Workers of America, the telephones weren't installed. Shea Stadium opened up on this date in 1964. They tore it down in 2009. And April 17th, 1968, today is the 50th anniversary of the first game at that stadium, the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The Oakland Athletics, after moving from Kansas City, played their first game at that ballpark. They lost to the Baltimore Orioles. The final was 4-1. The Oakland Alameda County Coliseum is the last venue in North America that hosts both an NFL team and a Major League Baseball team. Perhaps one of the reasons they should tear it down and build a new one is this. The stadium, the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, holds the distinction of hosting more Grateful Dead concerts than any arena anywhere. The Grateful Dead played Oakland's Coliseum 66 times between 1979 and 1995. That's probably reason enough to tear it down. We do birthdays on April 17th. One of my favorite actors was born on this date. William Holden was born 100 years ago today, April 17th. 1918. Of course, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1953 for his role in Stalag 17. He should have won it the year before for Sunset Boulevard. My friend Steve Hare watched Sunset Boulevard over the weekend. He said, I forgot what a great movie it is, and it is a great movie. Sunset Boulevard, Sabrina, The Bridge on the River Kwai, of course, The Wild Bunch, Picnic, Network, the legendary William Holden was born 100 years ago today. He died in 1981 at the age of 63. And my favorite journalist, Harry Reasoner, who taught me the power of words. Harry Reasoner served his country with honor during World War II. Of course, became a very well-known journalist, was born in the state in 1923. Of course, he was one of the founding members of 60 Minutes. He anchored the ABC Nightly News, the winner of 3 Emmy Awards and the George Foster Peabody Award, which is one of the highest awards you can get, back in 1987. The legend Harry Reasoner, born in the state in 1923 and died way too young. 28 minutes after the hour. It's 41 degrees outside. Fairly clear skies. As the day progresses, the wind is going to pick up, quite breezy this afternoon. Again, quite a bit of cloud cover as we get through the day. Just hang in there, kids. Come Thursday, we turn the page, and starting Thursday and lasting through at least Monday of next week, sunny and warm. Bring it on. Bring on Linda Haglund. She's coming up next. My good friend, for the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association, will be my guest when we come back. But we got other things to get to, like everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. That's just a couple of minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbells Resort on Lake Chelan.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to come down and check out what we're all about at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Great beer, good food, and an endless source of entertainment for the whole family. Our Honey Blonde beer is flying off the shelves at your local grocery store. But I tell you what, it's even better on tap. And while you're here, try our signature Badger sauce with one of our delicious meals. Whether you're in the mood for a wrap, salad, pizza, or nachos, Badger Mountain Brewing has what you're looking for.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas. And introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniat. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
Hey, this is Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, the federal assault weapons ban of 1994 banned the following weapons. Semi-automatic rifles that are able to accept detachable magazines and have 2 or more of the following: a folding or telescoping stock, a pistol grip, a bayonet mount, a flash suppressor, or a grenade launcher. Okay, fine. But you know what type of weapon the ban didn't cover? A Ruger Mini 14 rifle. Now, what's relevant about this weapon is that it shoots in semi-automatic mode, it can accept a 30-round magazine, and fires a .223 caliber round, just like an AR-15. But the Ruger is not considered an assault weapon. Now, give that some thought. This is Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guate TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Is your home as comfortable as you like? This Lennox dealer can help.
Make your home comfortable with a Lennox system from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,700 in rebates or special financing.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
And we're back at 35 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. My guest today, two important things I need to tell you about. Number one, she has her keys back. And number two, she's making her very first appearance ever on this show.
Well, I have my keys back, but you lied on the second one. I'm calling you out.
How many times have you been on this show? At least a dozen.
I was one of your first guests.
Yes, you were.
And then, I don't know. When you ask, how about that?
Yeah.
It's on you. When you
have
ask,
never turned me down.
Ever.
No, that's not true. I think there was one time I texted you and said, I'd love to have you on the show for this date, and you were at a symposium of some kind out of town.
Some kind.
Yeah, and you couldn't make it. Outside of that, you've been to every one of these. That's okay.
Golden.
Quick little note from Linda, and thank you for mentioning this. Just off camera, Linda was going, somebody needs to tell Mother Nature that winter is over up in the Cascades.
Amen.
Which reminds me, Stevens Pass is still closed. They're doing avalanche control work on Stevens Pass. And even when they get it open, traction tires are required. And traction tires are advised on I-90 and on Blewett, too. Can't get past this.
Crazy. It's April. Okay,
it's April.
Somebody tells somebody it's April.
We'll get there. We're going to have a beautiful weekend.
I know. We need the snowpack. I got it, but I'm just so done.
People are going to be out and about. They're going to be downtown this weekend. They're going to be biking on the trail. They're going to be popping up into the Owl Drug and grabbing a shake from Pam and the crew. They'll be heading downtown and buying clothes and eating food, and life will be good this weekend.
It is. You know, when I just came back from Kansas City at a National Main Street Conference, which is super fun. My board sends me, and I come back with my head full of all of these ideas. You know, watch out. But next year, National Conference, it will be in Seattle. So when we did our welcome video and announced that it was going to be in Seattle, and I was standing down there in front of the sign on that downtown waterfront sign by Pybus, I said, you know, Washington welcomes you with open arms. We live in a place where you can river raft, you can ski, and you can golf all in the same day.
And that's 100% true.
I know, it's spring here. I love it.
I've done golfing and boating in the same day. I've never boated and skied on the same day. That's something that I don't ski. So that
where but here in the spring. Pretty cool.
There's a new promotional video, and I want to apologize because I forgot where I saw it. I just saw it like a week ago. I don't know who did it. I don't know if Jeff or Charlie or somebody did it. But part of the narration was the video were just locals talking about what a cool downtown we have, because it's unique. It's one of the few downtowns that still exists.
It's historic, right? And the Main Street movement that started in the 70s really addressed exactly what you were talking about. Throughout the nation, those great historic downtowns were being gutted to shopping malls. And the historic relevance, when they say you don't make a building like that anymore, 100-year plus buildings like Morris Building is a good example, where they have exposed the original beams. And that building is as solid and sound as it was over 100 years ago when they built it. So that economic development in those great old buildings gives that downtown the feel that it has.
And kudos to the Salmons. They didn't have to do that, but they did it.
Nobody does. You know, the Mills. The family that have owned buildings. Dave Gallatley lately has just sold, but he owned 4 buildings in downtown, all he lovingly cared for. And it takes someone with a heart and a passion to love these buildings, because they're not easy and they're not cheap to keep up and fix.
But oftentimes it's a trip back in time.
It is.
I've visited Linda in her office a number of times, the Fuller-Quigg building. And as soon as you walk in the front door and you have that staircase that goes up, it's like stepping back into 1953.
Totally, and we still have those radiator heaters, right, that still work.
Right.
And Bessie the boiler's in the basement. You look at the Cascadian, who is still on its original heating and cooling system. What can you say these days that's something that stood the test of time for over 100 years? So the magic you feel when you come into downtown and people feel, a lot has to do with the care that has been taken of these historic buildings. The bumps, what they have done with that Davis Furniture Building. You know, you have to love it and you have to care for it. So it's really fun.
You brought me swag. Half the reason I have Linda on my show is I get stuff. This is the Heart of Wenatchee blend that Mela puts together, right? Mela Roasting Company does it specifically for Wenatchee. It's good coffee.
It's good coffee.
It's good coffee.
It's good coffee.
Very flavorful, very.
Thank you.
And best of all, it has caffeine.
It does, lots of caffeine. That's good.
Before we get into Girls Night Out, which by the way is our main topic of conversation, what's happening? Kansas City went well. head full of ideas.
It is. I can't wait to launch some ideas. You know, the board understands something good happens when you ship me off, and with 2,000 other crazy people who love their downtowns and want to do great things in their downtowns. I always come home with great ideas if you go with your heart and your mind open. Yeah, communities differ. Yeah, you're in a different place, but really, a lot of those ideas translate, and the wonderful thing about Main Street is we share our ideas. We don't own anything or protect it so much. So one great idea, I've already come home and instigated 3 ideas, but one great idea that I'm working on that I'll launch this summer, and I'll be back with coffee, is I reached out to the community that presented it, and they sent me their entire application process, their lessons learned, to try to help me so I didn't hit obstacles in the learning curve. We share that within Main Street. So there is something magical that happens. And also, we got to go and announce that National Conference next year is coming to Washington. It's coming to Seattle in March next year. So we will be welcoming those 2,000 plus crazies to Washington. And they came up to me because we had buttons and, shockingly, some Starbucks coffee samples. You know, we were giving them information and guides on Seattle to help plan their trip. I cannot tell you the amount of people that said, I'm going to make it a family vacation. I've always wanted to go to Seattle. I've always wanted to go there. And remember, I've been to Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Georgia. They're all over the nation, and we get it in Seattle next year. Pretty fun.
And people, when you go to these symposiums and these seminars and stuff, people ask you about how Wenatchee does it, right? Because they go, hey, I got a downtown that's dying and yours isn't. What's the secret, Linda? Well, and you tell them what?
Well, I think we're really fortunate. I always come home thankful. I'm thankful, and I think the effectiveness of any Main Street and any nonprofit actually is a strong board of directors and a community that supports them. That works both for us. So I have a strong board of directors who trusts what Meredith and I do in our organization, which sometimes that's probably a stretch for them because I can, you know, I have this crazy idea. We don't have a lot of money to pay for it or no money to pay for it, but I think it's going to be good for our community. And over my tenure, they have that trust that we will do the right thing for our community. But we have a community that embraces downtown. Small Business Saturday, they understand the importance of small business. That's the key. We have a strong downtown. We have strong business owners in downtown and strong building owners. That's the key. And in every community that is struggling, what is lacking is one or many of those components that we have here.
And lots of new blood in the world of property owners downtown, and that's good.
That is
Dave
so
and
good.
Sandy Galantley, I love them. They're wonderful people. They certainly deserve to have a nice, comfortable, relaxing, fun retirement. Dave sold off almost all of his property. I think he still has a couple, but none of them downtown. And that's good because it brings in new blood. As you mentioned before, Dave took great care and pride in the buildings that he owned, but new blood is good.
Yeah, it is good. And the other thing I will say is the wonderful thing about downtown when you own those historic buildings and they mean something to you, then when you transition them, you don't just let go. So Dave and Sandy are sponsoring our wine walk in the fall. They gave us money to purchase a new community Christmas tree that will come in. That 20-foot tree from somewhere in Oregon will be trucked in sometime in the fall and be planted. Not quite sure how that's all happening, but they still reinvest in their downtown. They don't just sell their building and go away. They reinvest and they put back into a downtown they believe in. Pretty cool.
Community Christmas tree out in front of the Stanley Civic Center, the Wenatchee Convention Center by the fountain. That was a temporary thing for years, and then they planted one, right?
They planted
and
one.
Is it not, is
actually, Dave and Sandy Galantley and we can try to trace back 10 plus years ago. They purchased that, which is really cool. They purchased number 2. But when you plant a tree in a concrete jungle, which it is a little bit there, that tree has some significant health issues. So we knew we needed a new tree. That's just not easy. So I got some help actually from a local Flowers to the Brim. I'll shout out to them, connected me up and with someone who's connected to farms that just do great big old trees. And this is a 20-foot great big old tree that's going to hopefully do really well for another 10 years in our downtown.
That's good. Let's talk Scuttlebutt. As you well know, Washington Federal is going to be moving out here this summer. One of the great iconic buildings. They're going to move out to the corner of Wenatchee Avenue and 9th with their new campus that they're building now. And that leaves one of the great cool buildings at the corner of Orondo and Wenatchee Avenue, probably the most important business intersection in town is Orondo and Wenatchee Avenue.
I agree.
Any word with the Washington Federal building, that cool Art Deco kind of neat building?
Well, so actually Washington Federal have announced they're moving out on May 18th.
Okay, so we have a date.
That's soon.
Okay.
And so
that's
then,
1 month from tomorrow.
Yeah. And then the what's next. So for that group, primary Chris Martin and that group of property owners, the decision will be what can be. So one idea I brought back, and thank you for segueing, we must be on a connection today. Must be that you touch my keys.
I touch your keys, and this is only your first appearance on the show,
so
it's just amazing.
Right?
Anyway.
So I came back with an idea that a community did, and they asked the community what they wanted. So we had these very large signs made up that say, I wish this was, and a way for people to connect to us. So one of those will go up in that space, in actually vacant spaces for our Possibilities Tour, and we're inviting the community, what do you wish it was? Because I don't know that anything is set in stone. And these property owners, if they're going to reinvest or have people come in, they want them to be successful, and they want the community to embrace it. So what do you wish it was? Good time to tell that owner group, I wish this was. They're local. They care. So it isn't someone big coming in from the outside and just going to put something that doesn't matter. They care, and they understand the significance of that intersection and that pathway to Pybus. So I wish this was. Let us know. What do you wish it was?
The building itself was built as a bank, correct?
It was.
But it doesn't have, it's got really high ceilings.
It does.
It's got a lot of, the infrastructure is fantastic. It's got a lot of potential.
Upstairs and downstairs. Another thing that people need to understand, it also has what I call a block access, east and west. So the drive-through, the banking drive-through, how cool would that be, of some kind of drive-through of something, right? It's right there on Mission. So you look at Mission and Wenatchee Avenue, and that runs the block, east and west.
Sure.
That's pretty cool, with double-decker parking, which is super cool. Another shout out I have to give, though, to Washington Federal as they leave downtown. There was a Walter Graham in the place they're going to, a mosaic Walter Graham, and they paid to have it removed. They could have destroyed it. They owned it, right? They paid to have it removed, gifted it to the City of Wenatchee, and the Arts Commission for the City of Wenatchee is going to repurpose that. They saved that Walter Graham. And for those of you who may not recognize Walter Graham, the most famous, I think, piece of Walter Graham is the horsepower mural at Rocky Reach Dam. When you're going down those stairs and you're walking into horsepower, right? That is a significant mural. He was a significant artist to this community, and they saved that. So kudos to them, and as they move, they're not going that far away. We're good partners with them. Also on that corner is People's Bank on the other. Both used to be in downtown. We're not letting them go. They're just not right downtown.
It's 48 minutes after the hour. Linda Haglund making her very first appearance on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley is my guest. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Girls Night Out Thursday night. Get ready, ladies, to have a good time downtown. That'll be the topic when we come back with Linda Haglund, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Why live your life in the dark? At Schmidt Electric, we're one of the oldest and most respected companies in the Pacific Northwest.
Founded by my father in 1960, we have grown from 2 employees to 130.
From small commercial businesses to heavy industrial companies, we employ some of the most respected contractors. We're also a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for over 50 years. Call us at Schmidt Electric today.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Your home for the 2018 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life channel. Be sure to watch the Kais Fiber Youth Parade Saturday, April 28th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 4th, and the Stemil Growers Grand Parade Saturday, May 5th. right here. Brought to you by Allville Fruit, home of the Gee Whiz brand, where passion meets flavor. And by Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans.
Life is about memories and lasting impressions. With Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom of quality home furnishings, you'll find everything you need to create a home to remember. Need assistance? From fabric options and complimentary design service to complete home makeovers, Glenn, Buffy, and Teresa are there to guide you. Come into Boswells and find inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Boswells on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That shop as you see behind Linda is our beautiful view from Jump Off Ridge. Ooh. Way up there. Now we switch it to Omi Garden. And one of the reasons we're switching the cameras around is that our usual cross camera. It's the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Mother Nature, yeah.
So Linda, that reminds me, how many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man?
A lot.
The answer is 7.
Oh, okay.
So what do you got? Let's talk.
Last night, you know, my job every year is to make flowers for Girls' Night Out. And you get a sneak peek of what the bag is going to be. Special shout out to Washington Trust Bank, who underrides a portion of this event so we can do it. It is actually a fundraiser for our organization. We do about 3 a year, and this is one of them. But it is really a shopping experience in downtown. The bags are full of swag, gifts from businesses in downtown, and they go on sale, and they went on sale, and we sold out with 200. But fear not, you're going to be able to still play if you'd like to, because we have a modified version of this where you still get a bag, you just don't get all the stuff, and you can still play. And if you're interested in doing that, Thursday from 4 to 6 is pre-pickup. So we're going to let you pick up early, and we'll be at the Chamber.
So you want to go to the Chamber's offices downtown?
Chamber's office downtown. We need a space that these 200 bags, if you want to know what 200 bags of pink look like, pink. And so we stage there, and then all day Thursday from 10 o'clock on, you can come and still participate or pick up your bag if you purchased it. I just want to give a couple of shout outs. You know, what I love about this community is businesses that aren't necessarily in downtown that play. One of them I'd like to say thank you to is Hooked on Toys. Gus and Tom about 3 years ago said, can we contribute? Can we help? And so on their reader board right now highlights this, and then they have given a special gift to all participants on Thursday from Hooked on Toys. Just that connection. That's what this community is about, right? It is about connecting and supporting each other in downtown. So special shout out to them. And then also that evening, if you are in downtown, you're going to see lots of pink. So fear not, you can still come downtown. But there will be things going on in the stores in downtown and special events. Particularly gets ramped up a little bit in the afternoon. We're doing something a little different this year because rosé wine is pink. We have invited 6 wineries to come in and let you taste their rosés. And so they will be in 6 locations beginning at 3 o'clock. If you want to participate in that, still not too late to do that portion too. So it's going to be really fun.
For those lucky who already got their reserve swag bag ready to go, they can pick it up early. What's going to be in this thing? My guess is first thing that comes out of me is coupons, because you know there's going to be some deals.
There'll be a coupon book.
Sure.
Yep, there'll be a coupon book. But here's some fun things. So my job on Friday was to lay out all 200 bags, and I get to put in them what goes in every bag, because with the gifts that the businesses in downtown give us, cause this that no bag really is the same. No 2 bags are exactly the same. So what I get to put in is what goes in every bag. So there will be 3 games this year. So games meaning I call them engagement games. So for instance, the Floor Factory has put in a carpet sample. If your carpet sample is the matching carpet sample, they're giving away 2 area rugs. Twill Denim Lounge, they have a game that we started last year, and it's a puzzle. And if your puzzle piece is the missing piece, then you win. And then Threads is giving away 30 pairs of really nice sunglasses. if you are the winning ticket. So it goes in and there's an engagement piece. Plus we have a Hooked on Toys gift in there and then a couple others I'm not going to tell you about.
Our little secret.
A little secret. But yes, there is a coupon book. Then also because of Washington Trust, later in the day, we're able to purchase food from Cupcake Blues is donating some little cupcakes. We purchased some food from Ina's, and we put food out in different places so you can have little snacks as you go on and shop and just enjoy.
Kudos to Washington Trust Bank. They're my bank, by the way, full disclosure. I love Washington Trust Bank.
Yeah.
They treat me well, and then when I run out of money, DJ calls me up and says, Dan, you have no more money. Put money in, please.
There we go. Every year we have done this. They have been our prime sponsor.
Yeah, good for them.
Every year. And so that says a lot, you know, about that connection to community.
I was downtown Friday of last week, maybe Saturday, Friday.
Okay.
Drove by the Tap and Putt. Had the big window open, and I peeked inside, and they were very busy.
They were, and I think what I'm hearing about that, and I tried to get in. We were going to stop by there and take a look about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It was so full.
Yeah.
I love that kind of problem.
Excuse me.
Oh, is it the president?
It's Diana, one of our sales associates.
Is it the president?
No, it's not the president.
Dang.
I am going to just turn this right off.
There should be some kind of fine in the world for that, right?
On the golf course, this is a $5 fine.
Oh, right. Well,
if your cell phone rings when you're golfing, you have to fork over $5.
So I think everybody watching should hold him to that and get a $5 fine. What do you think, right? So Tap and Putt,
Tap and Putt,
a good example when people say businesses are closing downtown and do you worry? No, because then it makes room for something new. And so Tap and Putt is a good example. What I'm hearing is the kids love it. You know, it's an opportunity to engage and have a place.
It was a younger crowd, no doubt about it. But it's a younger ownership group. I had a chance to talk to, I want to say 3 people got in together as partners. They all have outside full-time jobs, and on Saturdays and Sundays they were in there hammering and sawing and painting and cleaning and doing, and it took them months and months. But to give up basically 4 months of weekends to make their dream come true was a cool thing.
Yep, so this community, we really pushing that we embrace entrepreneurship. And this is a good time that we're in of people having a hope and taking a chance on starting that dream business. Businesses start because people have confidence and faith that their idea is going to work. And I love it when something like this pops up because who would have thought? Right, in downtown. Pretty cool.
Again, Girls Night Out is Thursday, this Thursday. For more information, you just go to WDA's website. And then what else is on the horizon? What's coming up? Give me a preview of the next couple of months.
Possibilities Tour.
Okay.
So I'll come back and talk to you a little bit. That will be a day where we will tour some available spaces. We got some new stuff coming with that because we have some sponsorship help from the Port of Shoreline County. And so when we have a little bit of money, we can do some things with a little bit of money, right? And then I have a brand new idea I want to come back and launch that is going to launch probably in May. And I just want to go on record. My phone is off. My keys are here, but my phone is off.
Oh, I got a text.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
It's actually breaking news, but we'll get to that here in about.
Perfect.
So we have about a minute left. So you're just teasing us. You got something that's going to be coming our way.
We do, and even if you're just downtown and you didn't want to participate, some fun things happening. Like Greg and Jimmy that own Designer Floors, he's bringing in some music that evening, so you can come and listen to a little music. Even if you're not doing Girls Night Out. Most of the stores will be open until 8, which is also unusual. So please come down and visit us at Girls Night Out this Saturday. Lots and lots of pink.
The Possibilities Tour, if you're out there and you know, I drive through downtown and I've always looked at this building and I noticed that it's maybe available. Do you work directly with the property owner, or do you? Okay, that's
property owners.
But you can be a conduit for that. They can call you up and say, "Hey, Linda, who owns this property? Can I
get probably a call every other day?"
Okay.
We're looking for places to lease. Who owns the property? And we don't talk lease prices. We don't talk average square footage prices.
Right.
That's all between the property owner and the potential tenant. But we can connect the dots, and we do that a lot.
Yeah. Dot connector.
Dot connector.
Just add that to your business card.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you for the coffee.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, I appreciate it. This is good stuff. Buy it and drink it. I like it a lot. Linda, be good. Have a good time Thursday.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
Special thank you for allowing us to come and talk. This helps a lot.
Anytime. And thank you to Washington Trust Bank for sponsoring this.
Yes.
I swear, DJ, I'll put money in my account. I mean it. Until then, have a good Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.